Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationships, and it's by user Strawberry Bubbly. Coworker 25 female thinks we 22 female and 20 to 30 female male are using office politics to bully her? I've been a high school girl, so I know bullying is in the form of ostracization. But this is not the case. There are no office politics oppressing the victim. More or less, everyone in our office became close-knit about 3 months ago. We were all in the same training class for a new branch in our company. After finishing training, the majority of the people in the office felt comfortable exchanging Facebook information. One person, Kathy, 25 female, told us all she didn't use Facebook. This was a lie because I had searched her name and found her before she said this. It was an active and very public account, but I never outed her to the rest of the group. I believed it was her nice way of turning us down. I understood because not everyone is comfortable with work friends on their personal media. Some weeks passed and she let it slip that she has a Facebook. Something about her dislike about her friends sharing stuff on her feed. She was called out and she admitted she just didn't want to mix business with pleasure. Kathy didn't want work to get mixed with her personal life. Again, we understand, so more months passed, and during said months, our group interacted outside of work. We went shopping together, had barbecues, movie nights, drank wine, and watched Scandal, etc. And with this came inside jokes, more invitations, and emotional connections. Last Monday, Kathy complained to me that our co-workers Brad and Joey were having a laugh during our break. She was feeling left out and asked what was so funny. They said she just had to be there to get it. She asked them to say it anyway and that she'd probably get it. They did this through giggles, and when Kathy didn't laugh, they repeated she just had to be there to get it. When Kathy repeated the joke for me, I burst out laughing because it was an inside joke about something that happened at Joey's movie night. Kathy seemed hurt and went back to her desk. Today during our break, Patrice asked our other co-worker Nancy what she should bring to Scandal night. The exchange happened in front of me and Kathy. Again, Kathy piped up and asked what they were talking about. They explained that a few of us co-workers were getting together to watch Scandal and drink wine. Girl talk and stuff. They then started a conversation about the latest episode. Kathy pulled me to the side and asked if everyone was doing things without her. I told her yes. She asked why she wasn't invited, and I explained that it was because she told us she didn't want to mix business with pleasure. She still insisted it was rude not to ask, and they were using office politics to bully her. She ranted about how she feels victimized and ostracized when she isn't included. How do I explain to her that her not being included is her fault and she can't force people to like or invite her? Well, OP, Kathy's being a drama queen in this one. I mean, why would you say that you don't want to be invited and then complain that you are not being invited? That just sounds stupid. And her whole spiel about being victimized and ostracized and feeling like you guys are using office politics to bully her. First of all, none of what you're doing is office politics. You guys just clicked during a training, it was a nice group atmosphere, and you guys decided to carry it outside of the workplace, which is absolutely fine. She's the one that put up barriers between you guys. I mean, she said she didn't have any Facebook, and then when she got called out that she did, she said she just didn't want to mix business with pleasure, that she didn't want to mix her personal life with her work life. And that was her decision. Now, on the flip side, maybe she changed her mind and she just doesn't know how to ask to be included now. So maybe invite her one more time to watch Scandal or whatnot, and then if she says no, that she doesn't want to be invited, then come on, Kathy, you can't have it both ways. You can't complain that you're not invited, but then when you do get invited, you say no. And what do you guys think? What would you do if you were in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Idanom says, I would be very nervous in involving anyone who throws around the word bullying. That's a very dangerous word in the workplace and can cost people their jobs. What's to stop her saying you are bullying her about something else that happens while socializing? Next thing, you are called up in front of HR. Uzuki Cheveri says she's trying to have her cake and eat it too. She wants to come across as a perfect 100% professional who's better than everyone else, but she doesn't want to be left out of personal events that have nothing to do with her. Because she's obviously the first person that should be invited to everything, sarcasm. She's essentially wrapped up in her own little world. Sorry if it sounds like I'm assuming a lot, but all of this is clearly in her head and it's portrayed through her actions and words. Explain to her that no one is obligated to invite her to events, and if she wants to attend them, she should make an effort to connect with the team and maybe arrange the events herself. If she doesn't understand this, well, it's her problem. Joey Nana says, there is a difference between her telling you she doesn't mix work and pleasure and as such not wanting to be involved with anyone from work, and her telling you she doesn't want to make work and pleasure and you not inviting her. I am probably on the outer with my reasoning, but I think your group needs to atone a little. Hey coworker, when you told us you don't mix work and pleasure, we took it as final. We should have extended an invitation to you. This was our misunderstanding and nothing to do with you. Come and join us, and if you have fun, hopefully you can join us more often. I'm sure someone could think of something better to say, it's just an idea. Opie's edit. Ever since Kathy found out everyone does interact outside of work, she's been very curious about my texting, on break or after work. She wants to know if I'm texting ex-coworker or going to ex's coworker's event. Opie's short-term update. Is this how I do it? I talked to my coworkers during our time before the shift started, usually a coffee and donuts thing for everyone. I phrased it so that it seemed like I was hurt by the group talking about Scandal Night in front of me. They understood and promised to keep that to themselves. I also stated that maybe next time Kathy and I could go. Nancy was confused and Brad was visually disagreeing and pissed. Apparently, Kathy had lied to me about not being invited. Why? I don't know. Nancy sent Kathy a Facebook message weeks ago. Nancy said that she was thinking about having a TV and wine night. She listed a few shows and asked Kathy which would she like to watch. It took Kathy a few days to respond after reading it. In the response, she said she had better things to do than drink cheap wine and watch trash TV. Also, to not message her on Facebook again. I physically saw the message to confirm it wasn't some fake screenshot. I asked Nancy why she didn't tell us about this and she said it would make the workplace hostile. Brad also noted Kathy was a bitch and that I should just check out her Facebook. So I did, and like before, it's a very active and public account. Apparently, for months she's been posting status, Kathy's tea, about our workplace. Sometimes venting, sometimes actually harmful statements. One that really bothered Brad was when she took creep shots of everyone and posted that he was a fat N-word, hard R. Something about Tyler Perry. He only found this out because one of Kathy's Facebook friends sent it to him. I was also not left out, as she posted a direct photo from my own social media and captioned it that I'm a bottle redhead who sets feminists back. There was something about Nancy's Scandal Night, but she called it for desperate soccer moms and wannabe Stepford wives. Brad said he didn't want to tell us because he went to HR and they haven't gotten back to him yet. They said though it counts as cyberbullying, it's her social media, but she had her phone on the work floor, against the rules. So now I have all this information and I'm confused about what to do. Kathy's been lying to me and very rude herself. But why would she lie to me? What is her endgame? I have about 4 hours until my break with Kathy. Should I confront her? P.S. To answer someone who PM'd me, yes, I have high-functioning autism. Yes, people at work know. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. I mean, that's a huge twist, going from crying victim to actually being the bully themselves. Yikes. And after that first post update, everybody in the community changed their tunes in the comments and started editing their comments to calling out Kathy. Anyways, let's move on to the update to see what OP did about Kathy and how the story ends. So, I didn't confront Kathy during our break. I didn't even get to decide whether or not I wanted to because as soon as my break started, my supervisor Linda approached me. Linda explained that she knew Kathy reached out to me about the office clique. Over lunch, she told a story about how something like this happened to her in high school, and that Kathy was reaching out to me to be her proxy. That she knows I don't hold these events, but I should speak on Kathy's behalf. I said I understood when another supervisor, Dan, butted in. Dan said Kathy also told him about the office problem, but he ignored it because he knew she has been invited. They discussed it among themselves and cited that people have used the company email to send out invites. This allowed the supervisor to see the exchanges between everyone. Kathy had been invited and bluntly stated no to several things, not to waste her time. Linda apologized to me and told me to forget about the Kathy issue, but the core message still counts. When I went to the break room, Kathy made a beeline for me. She started questioning me about how my talk with the supervisor went, how together we could take down the ageist office group, and that we should get coffee after work. I lied saying I had a family thing and went home. At home, I checked the Reddit post and went back onto Kathy's Facebook. There was a new post about how she was playing a little office prank on the office idiot. People commented to her to spill, but she didn't update them. I feel that was about me. I started screen capping her posts, though only the ones that flat out bullied people. I felt like HR would care more about those than any gray areas. Aside from the racist post about Brad, she made a post about a plan to sleep with a married coworker by getting him drunk. All of this has been weird. At work, Kathy is professional, determined, and a little headstrong, but in this field, that's a good thing. She gets good scores and reviews from clients. But now, all I see is her posting vile things about people I care about. Calling it truth tea, then running to me like a victim of a make-believe problem. I'm going to avoid her unless we're on a project together. I don't want to be her flying monkey. I don't know what to believe from her anymore. OP's edit. HR emailed me back. They said they were calling Kathy into work this weekend. Since the office isn't opened on the weekends, it's clear she's in trouble. As advised from an earlier reply, I am not going to check her Facebook anymore, though watching the fallout would be nice to have a laugh. I would feel petty, huh? I don't think Linda was trying to force me to do anything. She understands that I don't get some social things. If you check out my last post and replies, I literally said Kathy should just ask to be included. She was just trying to explain it in a way that I understand. I looked into the term flying monkey and another subreddit came up, RBN, Raised by Narcissists. The people described there sound a lot like Kathy. I'm signing out now, so I won't be replying until Monday. Sorry. Edit 3. It looks like she was fired over the weekend. Her desk is empty but dented. I think she put up a fight because some coworker's desk decor is damaged. I won't be checking her Facebook to see the fallout. I have blocked her and I'm hoping for the best. Wow, Kathy ended up being a full-blown psycho. Man, her truth tea thing, playing a prank on the office idiot, wanting to get a married coworker to sleep with her by getting him drunk. Dude, crazy people, crazy. Anyway, OP, good thing that she is fired and out of your life. Yeah, just block her, don't watch her Facebook anymore or anything. Just move on with your life and all the best to you and your coworkers. You guys keep enjoying your TV night with a nice glass of wine. That sounds like a lot of fun. Take care, OP. And now, let's move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance and it's by user NMK'd. The time the airline I worked for lost thousands because they didn't want to pay me $10.50. So, the year before COVID hit the US, I started working for one of the major airlines at my local airport as a baggage handler. I absolutely loved the job. I just enjoyed being around planes from the ground level. When I started, there were no full-time positions available, so I was working part-time 6-hour nights 5 times a week. The way it usually works is each gate has a lead. The person with extra training has to do the load planning, scanning, and towing the planes to the runway as well as guiding them in. And a few baggage handlers. Now, I had only been there a few months, but I was working my ass off and showing that I was a team player. I decided I was going to try to become a lead, even though they usually want you to work a year or so as a handler first. I was confident and ended up passing the training course with ease. The problem was that they had no availability for more leads, so I was put into what was basically an on-call lead kind of thing, where they could upgrade me for the day if they needed more leads. Now, whenever they upgrade you to lead, even if it's for a single flight, they have to pay you the extra $1.75 an hour leads get for your whole shift. Remember, I work 6-hour days, so $10.50 is the cost to make me lead for my shift. Now, for a few months, everything was great. I was a part-time baggage handler, but I was working as a lead for my whole shift every shift, and I was loving every second of it. Something about towing huge planes full of people to the runway was just awesome to me. Enter everyone's favorite virus, good old COVID-19. Within months, the airline industry is tanking pretty hard as nobody wants to travel and get stuck somewhere. Supervisors are being told to cut costs everywhere they can, which makes sense given the circumstances. Cue up the night of my malicious compliance. It's maybe 11 PM and I'm on until 1 AM. Supervisors have sent a large chunk of workers home, and those of us left are being sent all over the airport to cover the flights we do still have coming in. I get a call from the office that assigns your flights, and I'm told to go grab a box and a walkie, the stuff needed to plug into the plane and talk to the flight deck. They tell me to head to the gate, that the flight's landing in 5, and to just put in my request for lead. When asked to be a lead, you put it on the company app and a supervisor approves your pay raise for the day. I get to my gate, check the load coming off the plane, brief the handlers on what's coming down, and we all get on our spots to bring the plane in. I see the plane coming down the lane to my gate, and at the same time, my zone's supervisor drives up to my gate and asks me to come over. She tells me something along the lines of, "Hey man, we can't upgrade you to lead right now, we just can't swing the extra expense right now." I respond with, "Okay, so who's going to bring this plane in? Nobody else on the gate is lead trained, and supervisors are not allowed to do any of our work because of the union rules." He then tells me he is going to go find another lead to bring it in and to just assist him when he arrives. So I'm like, sure, whatever. Now, it's important to note that planes have very tight metrics for how long it can take to bring a flight in, unload, and reload for the next flight. The flight pulls up to the edge of my gate and comes to a stop as there's no lead there guiding them in, so the flight just sits there waiting and the entire gate crew is also just standing around waiting. 20 minutes go by and my radio, I still have it on me, goes off and the office is pissed. They want to know why the hell I'm holding this flight short and not bringing it in. To which obviously I reply with, "What do you mean? Ex-supervisor told me they couldn't afford to pay me for lead work today and that he would find someone else." He then asks me if I can please just bring it in for him, and I said, "Sorry, but if you're not willing to pay me to do the lead work, then I'm only going to do the handler work I'm being paid for." As it turns out, they sent too many leads home this night, and the ones they did have were all busy on flights already. After about 45 minutes, a lead from 2 terminals over finally strolls up and we're able to unload the plane as usual. But that 45 minutes the plane sat idle at the gate cost thousands in extra fuel, plus overtime for flight attendants forced into mandatory overtime from the situation. Not to mention all the passengers who were pissed off from the extra wait, who all were comped some credits with the airline for the trouble. I also come to find out a supervisor's bonus is based on flight turn time, and this 45-minute short hold probably cost him his bonus and a write-up. So basically, the supervisor didn't want to pay me the $10.50 for me to be a lead for the day, and instead cost the airline thousands on a heavily delayed plane at the gate, and probably his year bonus. That all could have been avoided by just paying me the extra $1.75 per hour for my 6-hour shift. Sorry for any spelling and grammar errors, I'm not the best writer. Cheers! Edit. I feel I should also add that as per the company rules, only leads can bring planes in, so bringing in the flight for him while not being designated as a lead would technically also be against their rules. Ah, sneaky supervisor. Good for you for just following what he told you. That is absolute compliance. Malicious compliance. Thanks for sharing, OP. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.